Welcome back to the Fandalorians, Teachers by Day, Nerds by Night, the podcast where education and fandom collide. You like that, Charles? That's a good one.
It is.
Yeah, you did?
I did.
Today's
I liked
episode,
it.
I love it. Today's episode is extra special as we sit down with two of Riverhead High School's finest, the valedictorian and salutatorian of the class of 2025. We all know their academic achievements are top tier, but today we're going beyond the grades. We're talking about the struggles, the anthems, the surprise moments, and maybe even some movie casting. So whether you're a student, a parent, or just someone who loves a good success story with heart, stick around. You're going to love this one. All this and more in a class of 2025 episode of the Fandalorians. Teachers by day, nerds by night. That is the bell. Class is in session. Welcome to the Fandalorians, Teachers by Day, Nerds by Night. We are the #1 pop culture podcast by public school teachers. Little known fact, we're the only one too, but that's okay. That still makes us #1. Every week we bring the latest entertainment news, reviews, and lively debates. I think I made one of the kids laugh too. I think that was somewhat humorous. Got that, I got that other generation giggling too, Mr. J.
Yes, it's not just me.
That's my finger on the pulse. I got this. All lively debate, fun teacher twist, the game. Proud members, the Unfiltered Studios Podcasting Network. Lifelong friendships, banter, trash talk along the way. You can email us at the fandaloriansmailbag@gmail.com, and you can text us at 631-494-3632. We get new listeners all the time. They always want to pop in, see what's going on. We have guests this week, so we're definitely getting new listeners. Let me just set the table. This is who we are. My name is Mr. Richardson, 4th grade teacher and a man who spent a long time sitting on the phone. That's it. That's it.
You were on call today, huh?
I was on hold since I've been home for hours dealing with stuff. I don't want to sit on the phone anymore. We're past this point. When will AI take over so I don't have to sit on the phone? One of our guests is going to work on that. I don't want to sit on hold that long. It was ridiculous. More gray hair was just popping up, Mr. G. It was crazy.
Listen, one of the kids today on the way out to the bus was like, Mr. G, I teach 2nd grade. He goes, Mr. G, why you bald? And I'm like, it just happens. And I was like, you're going to be bald too one day. He's like, no, I'm not. I don't want to be bald. I don't want to be an old grandpa. And I'm like, I'm not a grandpa yet.
Wow. Well, you caught a hit today. I thought mine was rough.
Yesterday when it was raining on the way out to the buses, one of the girls goes, Mr. G, your head's going to get all shiny. I'm like, thanks.
Oh, they're coming with you. They're coming at you.
Yeah.
Ball jokes are strong.
It is.
It's hard out here. They don't know. My other co-teacher, the man who is not a grandpa, and here to talk about something he's read recently, Mr. J.
So I'm actually currently listening to Leslie Jones' memoir. It's a great story. But the crazy thing about this memoir is that she has this book. She wrote the book, and I'm listening to the audiobook version of it. And she's just riffing. At one point, she says, I'm not reading anything I wrote in this book. I'm just telling you the stories that I wrote about. And she's just going on and on. I'm curious to know how much of what she's saying is actually in her book.
Or she's just doing an act.
But it's in there because she references it every now and then. She says, I got to read what I wrote because I'm going to get choked up and I want to read it the way it was written. And then other times she's just going on. And it's a good time. It's very entertaining. Talks about her life struggles and very uplifting message. She's got a very positive message about working hard, do what you got to do, put in your time, respect the game. The game will always be there. And you just have to know that it's going to eat you up and spit you out. And you got to get up and try again. So it's a very super interesting story. I like it.
And also today we have guests. So listen, we've been doing this podcast for 3 years? How long have we been doing
Maybe
this?
4.
Went 4? This is a long time. Time we're doing this. Making no money, but having a good time. But we all teach on Long Island. I actually went to Riverhead. Mr. McDonald, who's not here this week, also went to Riverhead. And then we had an idea. Was it you, Mr. G? Whose idea was this?
Not my idea.
If this goes bad, we can blame him.
Oh, okay.
We're clean because we work in the district. He doesn't, so it's fine.
Gotcha.
Mr. McDonald's idea was to bring in the valedictorian and salutatorian of the Riverhead High School Take two. Okay, we live on Long Island. Ms. McDonald and I are from Riverhead, and I'm just gonna own this. I completely not only butchered names, I flipped who got what. I'm a mess. I'm falling apart. You know why? Because I sat on the phone for an hour, Mr. G. That's why it all fell apart. But now I'm gonna own this completely. Our guest, Riverhead High School Class of 2025, valedictorian Gianna Viola. Yes. She smiled. Yes. I did it. And salutatorian Selhvin Galdamez. I'm clapping for myself, and I'm not gonna mess you up anymore. I promise. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing good.
I'm good as well.
So first thing we're gonna do is gonna go to the building meeting. We're gonna have a building meeting, and after the building meeting, we're gonna sit down with our two guests and talk all about some questions that we prepared for them that they did not get ahead of time.
Come on down to the building meeting. Come on down today. There's many things to talk about. Yes, you have to stay. Urgent things to discuss. So lose that face of disgust. No, this couldn't be an email. So come on down today. Building meeting today. Oh yeah, it's the building meeting today.
All right, we're back. Selhvin's here. Gianna's here. I'm happy to have you guys here. We want to talk to you a little bit about your journey and everything that happened. I got to tell you, though, year's almost winding down. How are you feeling right now? Sad, a little happy, a little excited, a little both. How are you feeling right now?
I'm really excited, but I'm also really sad because I've always been an independent person, so I'm really excited to enter into adulthood, but leaving everything behind and my friends and my family and the normal is definitely scary.
Yes, definitely. What about you, Selhvin? How are you feeling?
Particularly on this day, I am ecstatic because I just finished my last AP test. Gianna just actually finished her last one too. I think it was definitely the hardest one, but in the end, all that matters is it's over. That's it. And so everything is so much better now.
It's all in the books. Which AP test was that one?
AP Physics, C, Electricity, Magnetism.
Yeah, I got a 1 on that one. Sorry.
I think that's what it's looking like right now.
I don't think that's true.
I was not doing any work the whole year. I was just taking the class for fun.
Okay.
So, but I'm not sure if you want me to keep that in. If you want me to cut that out,
that's fine.
About what he doesn't care. He's out. He's like, don't release this episode.
I actually didn't even know he was taking the class until halfway through the year.
Oh wait, I was so basically what happened.
Talk, yeah, walk it back, buddy. Let's do it.
Okay. I actually had 9th period lunch, which is the last period of the day, which is kind of like, why give me a lunch at all? So I was like basically early dismissal. There's only like 6 people in the class. My friend, he kept like urging me to take the class. I guess he just really needed someone to be there. So like 2 weeks in, 2 weeks late, I start to take the class, but I tell nobody. So it's only me and the teacher and my friend that know. So I basically told the whole class that, yeah, I'm still on my lunch. I'm just here for fun. And it took them like maybe until like half of the year for them to realize I was actually in the class.
Yeah, just taking the class. That is the funniest story.
Low key took a class.
I thought he would take the test for fun. I didn't know he was actually taking the test for a grade.
So you sat down for the test and you're like, yo, you're actually taking this test?
I was like, I got nothing else to do. I just listen. The deli's closed. I'm just gonna take this test real quick. That's really funny. That's actually a really funny story. And Selhvin no longer cares. A year is almost over. He's like, don't release this to after graduation. Like as you walk out on the stage, you'll get a little alert that the episode is dropped to point out that you just. It's like, I don't care. Whatever. I don't care. That's awesome.
That's I feel like people know that though. Like I'm just like, it's okay. I know what I'm doing.
I get it. I get it. You know the future. It's just kind of going.
And you basically took that class as an elective.
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy. That's a crazy elective to take, you know. And when I took my elective, it was like art.
Selhvin, I'll start with you. What's the most surprising thing people don't know about being at the top of the class?
I feel that people think it's you got to dedicate your whole life to being like grinding to the top, but that's just not necessarily the case. You could still have fun while consistently being up there. Like my ideology is I know the work is still gonna be there after everything. And in the end, like when I'm looking back at memories, it's more the memories I spent with people that I enjoy being around, like my family and my friends. You don't have to kill yourself over a bad grade. You can go out with your friends. You can have a social life. It's not just you have to be so engulfed in that work to be at the top. You need to find a balance. That's the point. You need to find a balance. So, but I definitely enjoy spending time with my friends and family then, because I know in the end the work's still going to be there. I'm going to get it done. I feel like people think that I'm like a machine and it's just like work, work, work. No, like I have a life. You can have a life and still be at the top.
I'm going to say by people thinking that, I would have included myself in that list until I heard you just say it out loud. Yeah, I would assume that too. That's great that you would say that. Gianna, what about you?
So my take, definitely not as motivational as Selvin's, but for me, I feel like the most surprising thing is that I'm tardy to a lot of classes that I feel like a lot of people would not expect because, I'm valedictorian, I'm supposed to be on time, I have my books, I'm in the hallway, which I do have my books still. I'm always late, not always late, but I'm mostly late to classes just because I'm always staying after class to ask questions or to understand a concept more intensively. But I feel a lot of people wouldn't expect that. Like if you looked at my report card, the tardiness is not good. But it's not like I'm late because I'm on purpose.
Right.
It's more
Right,
of
right, right.
just to understand what I just learned better.
I'm in for some fun. These are some great answers because I was like, where is she going with this? I'm texting Charlie. We might have to delete this. I don't know. She's incriminating. Oh, she's staying behind and going over questions. Brilliant. That's amazing. Yeah. Gianna, I'm going to keep this with you. What's one school rule you would rewrite or completely get rid of if you had the power? I'm assuming tardiness might be the option.
Actually, I'm taking a different take. I'm making my own rule. I feel like every Friday we should wear pajamas, like the staff and everyone. I just feel like that would sometimes weeks can be stressful. Sometimes people go through a lot, and I feel like if everyone just wore PJs on Friday, everyone would feel comfy and I guess happier. Especially because like sometimes it's just stressful and it's fun to relax, especially on Friday.
You could wear pajamas every day. I'm pretty sure there's no rules that you said you can't.
Talking about the teachers too.
Oh, so I could wear pajamas every day too if I wanted to. There's
We're in
no rules
elementary
against
though.
Really?
We're moving a
I
little
didn't know
differently in
that.
elementary world, but elementary every now and then there's a random pajama day, and kids love it. It's like the Met Gala for children. They like get overly excited about it. But the idea of that that's a good one. I like that one. What about you, Selhvin?
I'm not gonna lie. I honestly don't even know the rules of the school. I feel like
Oh, it's a trip.
yeah.
Well, he's obviously not breaking the rules.
No,
because then if he was breaking them, he would be made aware of it.
Mm-hmm. I know that's right.
But I'm just gonna kind of answer it in my own way. But like what Gianna was saying, pajama day, not like that. But I'm thinking back in like 2020 when we had the hybrid, we had off on Wednesday. I really like that. Like I like having off on Wednesday. It's always like just got to make it a Friday, just a couple more days of Friday. Why not have it in the middle of the week? You have that break, and then you add like Saturday. So then you have Monday, Tuesday break, and it's like I feel like it's better. I don't know. I don't know if that's a little controversial.
No, talk to himself and your own point. No, talk to him. This is it. I support his decision there.
I was going to say, so next year when you did you make your college schedule yet? Because my son just made his college schedule.
Not yet.
So he ended up randomly has off on Wednesday, and I said to him, it's like, well, he doesn't have class on Wednesday. It's like you don't have off. You just don't have the class. You still got like work to do. He's like, yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying, and I feel like it allows you, if you're like falling behind, it allows you to catch up on that work.
All right, what's a class or topic you struggle with? Selhvin, this one's to you at first, and how'd you survive it? Did you struggle with anything? How'd you get through it?
AP Physics C
all day long.
AP Physics C, Electricity and Magnetism. That class is hard, but I feel like if you actually sit there and do the work, do the homework, you should be fine. Like I mentioned before, it's a small class. There's like 6-7 people in there. I think we built a nice like little friend group, little community in there, and we help each other out. So I think that's really what kept me going. It's just like I know there's people there. I have fun. I enjoy being around them. And it's just like I could tolerate the class. I could tolerate the hard work that we're. It's like if you look at it, it completely makes no sense. But I'm just there to have fun. That's why I'm in the class. I'm there to have fun, not
Yeah.
worry about it too much.
Well, first, I feel like one thing that people don't know about me is that I'm not the typical valedictorian that's like, oh, if you give me a question, I could go speed run it in my head and give you an answer in 10 seconds. I'm more of like a processor. I need to like sit down. Sometimes I need to hear the um like concept a few more times and I really understand it. So the question is that the hardest topic for me is physics, which is weird because I could have took biology, but the reason why I took physics is because it's the most challenging and I like that. I like having a challenge. I like seeing something I don't know at all and learning the concept over and over and over again until it becomes memory. How I deal with it is I go to extra help almost every day, every morning. And a lot of people are like, you don't have a life, but I really just enjoy studying. I love learning. And I feel like every time I go to extra help, if it's the morning or afternoon, I just learn something new every day. And especially like Selvin was saying, it's such a community. So we all just work together. We all build friendships. Like we do study groups sometimes after school. And it's just a great way to learn the topic more. And it just makes it fun. And it's so rewarding too once you understand it because sometimes people walk in and their mouths drop when they see the board full of equations. But it's so rewarding that we're able to understand it and work together.
Who is it like in the movies when you see the whiteboard and has all that math on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or TV and Sheldon Cooper is
Ridiculous.
standing there.
Yeah. So that
looking at
happens
all
in
that
real
stuff?
life. Let's go.
Yeah. What you said, I think, is super important because I constantly say, because I have a high school freshman also, and how is school? Boring, blah, 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 blah. And my constant statement to her or any kid that complains about school is that, well, go have fun. Make it fun. Do something fun at school. And it's exactly what you're just talking. The two of you actually were talking
Yeah,
about
you both are. Yeah.
making your own fun with your classmates and you know having your own fun and making it fun. Like you have to make your own fun, and you are, and made school that more enjoyable.
Johnny, though, if you could go back in time, obviously you wouldn't interfere with the past because we know how that turns out, Back to the Future, things like that. That was like, I think, our last podcast we did. But you run into your freshman self. 30 seconds, you're giving a quick pep talk to her. What would you say?
I would probably remind myself that people and situations come and go and that I have control over my life and my future because I'm a person that hyperfixates on stuff a lot. And as a freshman, I was definitely, weak and immature and I cared so much what other people thought about me and I still do. But it was to the point where I kind of did everything like a people pleaser. Like I kind of did everything to make sure everyone liked me or accepted what I did. But I realized that no one else affects where I get in life besides me and my hard work, which is why throughout the years, like even though I might have lost friends, gained new friends, they guided me to where I am today and where I'm going to school and what I want to do and what career I want to get. And it's all focused on me and my hard work and not anyone else's opinions of me.
That's a
Gianna,
great answer.
did you listen to the Leslie Jones book?
I know
Because that's like her whole mantra right there. Like
No,
that's
but I love to listen to a new book though.
But I love what you're saying there because you just have to focus on yourself. And there are adults I know who have not even learned the lesson you're teaching today, and you're about to graduate high school. You have to be able to do that. You have to just think about yourself. Half the things we deal with 5 years from now, if you think about it, won't really matter anymore. So you just gotta move forward with that. Selvin, what about you? Go back in time. Once again, don't interfere in the past. We know how that works out. What would you say to yourself?
I honestly don't really have anything. I'd be like, in the end, it all works out, so there's no reason to stress. But there's definitely with things that happened this year. I think there's definitely some things I should have done. Like this is not gonna be funny. This is kind of like somber or like kind of sad. But my dad did pass away at the beginning of this year, so I would definitely like spend more time with him and. And besides that, my life is pretty good. I'm doing pretty well for myself. You just have to get past things, and things happen, but you have to keep moving on.
That's a great answer. Sorry for your loss, but that is a great answer.
So
Charles,
I got the next question because
you gonna do some work? Finally, you gonna do some work around here, Charlie?
Yeah,
Finally, you
I'll
gonna do
some
something
work.
today?
I'll do something.
Thank you.
So as teachers, we are very proud of our students when they find success and they get something. And what is the moment? And I always tell the kids, it's like, hey, you got to be proud of yourself. Like, it's like you can't always wait for someone to be proud of you. Like, you also have to be proud of yourself. So thinking back to something in high school, was there a moment that you were like, wow, I actually did that and I didn't think I'd pull it off, and I did? So Gianna, what do you think? Do you feel like a proud moment?
Probably when I got into the selective internship through Peconic Bay Medical Center, which I applied to last year. And when I first applied to it, I didn't think that I would get in. I think there was like 160, 170 applicants. I just didn't think only 7 would get in. I didn't really think high of myself, but again, I knew I wanted to go into the medical field, so I was like, oh, just apply and see. And then I applied, and then I got asked for an interview, and I was like, this was my first interview, so I was definitely nervous. And then the interview went well. I loved them, and they loved me. And then I heard back, I think, a couple weeks later, and I got in. And I think that was like the first time that like me and my parents cried together because I was so happy that I got in. And then it was over the summer, it was 3 weeks, and it was so amazing. It wasn't even the fact that I got in, but it was just the experience of knowing this is confirming my future because I worked with a bunch of different medical directors and nurses. I saw so many different parts of the medical field, and it just confirmed this is where I want to be. I was so insanely happy. I saw a hernia surgery. I saw
Did you
I
scrub
just
in?
saw what?
Did you scrub in?
Oh no. Oh, I did. I put a scrub on and everything. I was
Oh,
also in the cardiology room when they did the surgery and they put in like the thread to it's like the heart
Cool.
stopper. Yeah. And then I also saw a colonoscopy, which is definitely I didn't expect to see, but it was definitely interesting. So it kind of exposed me to all the different parts of the medical field, and I made so many new friends, and the connections that you make, and the fast paced, and just the patient and medical worker contact. It made me so happy that this is what I want to do, and it made me really proud that I have this passion.
that's excellent. That's awesome. What about you, Selvin?
I feel like mine's not as good as Gianna's, but I think it was definitely. So there's this thing when you take AP tests, it depending on the scores you get. So there's like different tiers.
Yep.
So if you get 3 3s, no 3 or higher, so you either get it's out of 5, right?
Yes.
So 3 or above on 3 tests, you get AP Scholar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second one is 3 or higher on 4 tests with an average of 3.25. So you gotta like average out the scores, and then the last one is like the hardest to get. You need 3 or higher on 5 tests with an average score of 3.5. So you need some 5s in
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah.
But point being is I took 3 APs my sophomore year. So if I scored well enough, I didn't know this was a thing. So I wasn't really trying. I wasn't like trying to get it because I didn't know it was a thing until I received my scores and they were like, oh, you also received an award. So me and my friend actually got it. And I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, a lot of people get this. But so we actually took a picture for it. So this was my junior year because I took them sophomore year. But I realized that everyone in the picture were all seniors and it was only me and my friend that were juniors. So I'm like, okay, so I actually like I'm putting in that work. Like I didn't know I was like it was this special. But then and finally this year, after I took my APs last year, I got the AP Scholar with distinction. So
that's awesome.
Kind of a funny one. If your high school journey was made into a movie, what would the title be, and who would play you? Selvin, you can go first.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I think who would play me? I think the title would be "Work Hard, Party Harder Later." Like I'm saying, you got to get the work done, and then I'm saying now that I'm done with my test, I'm hanging out every weekend. I got nothing left to do.
Right, yeah. Once this is over, I see your friends in the background. They were like, "When you done? Let's go." I get you. I understand.
Like they just finished too, so
who's gonna play you?
Who's playing? Any ideas? You gonna play yourself?
Yeah, I could do it.
Only he, yeah, right. He only he can handle himself, and I get that. I understand that. Gianna, what about you?
Let me think of a name. If the title of the movie would be In the Space Between A Plus and Heartbeats, the Gianna Viola story. Because
Awesome. I love that.
just
Really cool.
despite me, being very academically focused and driven, I am a teenage girl and I have ups and downs. I could be spontaneous, I can have fun, and I'm definitely I don't know how to explain it, but I'm definitely like an emotional roller coaster and just stuff happens and I think that would be very entertaining. So it's to show that I can be academically focused, but also be a person and feel stuff and be put in situations that might not be good or exciting situations. And I think people would enjoy that. And if somebody had to play me, it would probably be Alexis Bledel. She plays Rory Gilmore in Gilmore Girls,
Yes.
and she reminds me a lot of myself because she was valedictorian of her high school, and she's the same way. She was made decisions that we're the smartest, we're not the smartest, but she also is very academically focused and showed that there is a healthy balance between, academics and just being your true self.
Love that show. Great answers for both of you. Excellent. Who is one person to both of you, teacher, family member, friend, who made the biggest difference in your journey? What would you like to say to them? Selhvin, you first. Who's on you?
I think it's definitely my older sister. She's like 5 years older than me, so by the time when she graduated, I was actually going in my next year. So, and it's kind of like that for my younger sister too, because I'm leaving this year, she's going in next year to high school. And that's kind of who I want to be for my little sisters, be that role model that my older sister was. She was also smart. Like I said, I didn't actually mention this before, but my parents are divorced, so it's always been like my sister kind of acting as like the mom of me and my younger sister because I lived with my dad. She was always there when like my parents couldn't be. She would go to my ceremonies and my award shows, and I think it's just because like she knows how it is when there's no one there for her. So I really appreciated that, and sometimes it'd be like, oh, you don't have to go, or like, but it's nice, and I just want to show her that I truly appreciate it, and I'm putting in that work, and like in the end, that it's really her that I'm gonna be thanking when everything's all said and done.
I'm all getting all teary-eyed over
I
here.
know. I got a little.
I
Yeah.
know.
I don't have a soul, man. I'm tearing up.
No.
Gianna.
Am I able to do two? I'm not
Of
good
course
at
you can. You can do whatever you want.
You
Okay.
are the
Yeah,
valedictorian.
right.
No.
We have
Who
no
are
power
we to
here.
say
We
no?
can't say anything.
And you're the guest, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
Go ahead. Knock yourself out.
So it's two people for two different reasons of who I am, but the first one is my grandmother. She passed away when I was 11 years old, and it was the first person that passed away in my life, but it was also she passed away from stage 4 lung cancer. So it was definitely sudden. I didn't know how to handle it, and I remember I was always really focused on science and diseases and stuff. So knowing that my grandmother got sick and then passed away, like that kind of triggered or motivated me to go study cancer or just made sure that I was in the medical field. And I have a lot of little cousins too. So not only did I want to focus on studying cancer, but I also wanted to make sure I work with children. So my grandmother passed away kind of motivated me to work as hard as I can because I know to get to medical school you need to be focused, you need to be very driven, and that's just what I did all throughout high school. I didn't even want to become valedictorian. I didn't know I was valedictorian until this year. So that was never my goal, but I knew that I wanted to work hard to eventually get to medical school and hopefully help kids with cancer one day. So that's kind of how my grandmother motivated me. And with the other way around is one of my teachers, Mr. McHugh. He's a really great teacher. Selvin loves him. I love him. A lot of students in physics love him. But for me, he kind of reminded me of just the confidence that I should have in my academics. Throughout all of high school, I've never really been confident. I've always thought I was kind of stupid, which is ironic because I'm numerically the smartest kid in the school. But I've just never really felt confident about academics and just being an individual. And he just reminded me every day of how much like all the hard work that I do. He was there supporting me, you know, coming to school early for extra help, staying after for extra help, allowing me to spend time to learn any concept. And he just does not just with me, but with all the other students. And I just want to thank him. And if he's probably going to watch it, that he's just a very amazing teacher. And a lot of kids appreciate him and the work that he gives to us and the time that he gives to us.
Dang, that's a good answer.
I'm about to cry. These kids got me. I'm supposed to just talk about comics and Marvel.
Fun. Uplifting.
No, you guys are great answers.
You kids are, they're great. It is great.
Both of you. Amazing answers.
So you are ending high school now, and now it's on to the next step of college. So what are you two decided to do for college? Where are you going, and what are you studying? Let's see. Gianna, you could just continue going.
So I kind of gave a little hint of what I want to do, but what I want to hopefully become one day is a pediatric oncologist, which I think is 11 or 12 years of schooling. So basically what I'm doing now in high school, just doing it for 11 more years, which I'm fine with. But I'm really excited. I'm going to University of Rhode Island. I'm going debt-free, and I'm in this Schiller's program. So I'm with 30 other students across the US. It's this STEM program, and I'm going to be working with them, a bunch of events, studying abroad with them. And I'm also in the honors program, so I'm really excited. And I'm also, sorry, this might be a lot, but I'm double majoring in biology and medical laboratory sciences. So the second major allows me to actually get in the lab my 4th year. So I could have 11th month internship in the lab. I'll be working on testing blood samples for diseases and cancer. And then I'll get a national certificate. And that also gives me over, I think, 900 or this is a very big difference, 700, 900, something like that, hours of clinical work. So not only prepares me for pre-med, but just gives me that experience. And after that, hopefully go to pre-med, hopefully go to medical school, Vanderbilt, UPenn. Those are my goals. And then go to residency and then become a pediatric oncologist. I also want to explore the world too. I want to go to Italy. Maybe I should let Selhvin speak because I'm
I was actually going to. No, you take your time. We're here. He'll get a chance to yap a lot too.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm good. I'm ready to rest this.
Yeah. That sounds awesome. You know, you have a plan. It's a goal. And one thing, like I said, my son, he's a senior also. And the one thing that I get told often is like, oh, it's so great that he actually has an idea of what he wants to do. So like you have your path, you have something you want to do, you got it mapped out, you got it paid for, which sounds amazing from my end. Sounds amazing. So, best of luck to that.
Thank you.
Do you know what, this is a random question too, because you mentioned the study abroad and you want to see the world and stuff. Where do they have the study abroad programs?
So it's anywhere. It's obviously not anywhere, but I think over 10 or 11 countries that we have options from. Ideally for me would be Italy because my nonno, they were born in Italy. So just going where they lived and seeing my culture and family members would be really cool. And I just love the food. I love the nature, and I love just the community and the society of Italian people, especially because I just grew up with my Italian family. So it would be awesome to actually be in Italy.
Yeah. All right, Selhvin, what's your plan?
So I'm actually going a little bit local. I'm going to Stony Brook University, planning a major in computer science. But after that, I think I have a lot of college credits already, so I'm hoping to graduate earlier, maybe 3 years instead of the 4. I want to work as soon as possible. So I want to be a quant, which basically for investing firms and brokerage firms, you kind of need that edge over the other ones, over the other firms. So that's kind of where I come in, and I do a bunch of math and I run a bunch of programs, and I'm looking for, and it's like the most obscure thing you could think of. Like maybe I'm scanning for how many shipping containers there are in order to predict how the market's going to move, how like the car market's going to move. And that's really, and the thing is, it's like very secretive because if you can't really talk about it, because if you're going to talk about it, you're going to give up that edge, and it's like you lose like millions of dollars. So it's either that. So I kind of, it's either that, like work straight after I finish Stony Brook. If not, keep going to school. I'm hoping to get into the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And if being a quant doesn't work out, if I don't enjoy it, I think making games, honestly, like making games or working for Google is the plan B.
Not a bad plan B at all.
No.
The whole time you're saying those words, I'm like, I don't know what a quant is. And I'm going to make a very...
He described it really well. Now I understood it.
I understand it. But the whole thing, and this is going to be a weird reference for me because I don't do sports at all, but it's like Moneyball. It's like that whole point of the Moneyball movie. It's like statistically driven.
Never seen the movie, but over this summer, I was doing this this research program where we were using code to do various things. It was more focused on AI and how AI works. There was like different projects we had once we like at the end of the research program we had to pick a project, and I picked Moneyball. And I mean I've never seen the movie, but I kind of got the gist of it. But we basically use code to find the best players to buy, and that would give us the best kind of return. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I used the AI for, was to find those players and use like different regressions to like filter through.
Selhvin, I gotta remember your name. I'm gonna have to hit you up in a couple of years. Mr. Richardson, this is the guy that I need. You know what I'm going with this, right?
Yeah, we talk about this on the show.
This is my Doc Brown moment.
Yeah,
my flux capacitor.
Right. Go ahead.
No, I can't share it. I can't let the world know what it is. I can't let him know it. He'll take it. Steal it right from me.
Jeff Selhvin. He's part of the team now. He's part of the crew.
Oh man.
Both your answers are amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Thank you for everything you do. I'm so excited for both of you. Like I can't wait. I want you guys to come back. I know it's a podcast. You may want to do. I just want to hear how this story goes. Like I'm fascinated by both of you and your journey that you're taking. It's amazing. I'm loving all of it. I watch, if they do make movies or Netflix series about it, I will watch all 10 episodes of the Netflix series the day it drops for both of you. Mr. G, we can't let him leave yet. You know why?
Nope. I do know why. I'm being coy. I'm sorry.
All right. Well done. Nice word choice too, by the way. All right. It's time for pop quiz with the Fandalorians. So guys, we didn't tell you this. Selhvin, Gianna didn't tell you guys this. We're going to ask you a couple of questions. They're going to be interesting. You're going to answer them, hopefully earn points for yourselves. But before we do that, I have to tell people how to support the show, and we'll get right back to it. I know you're nervous. These weren't the questions we prepared. Sounds like I'm not nervous.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, he's
ready for anything. I'm ready for anything.
I was locked in too. We're all good. But first, how do you support the show? First, you want to get our merch. You go to the TeePublic link. It's in the bio of the show, and all the proceeds of our merchandise goes to Laney's Legacy of Hope. Laney's Legacy of Hope.org is a nonprofit organization that helps families affected by pediatric cancer. Volunteer run, no seal, no board. If you buy our merch, all of the money goes to them, because Fandalorians love the kids, supporting the kids. If you're on Long Island, you want to visit Red Shirt Comics in Port Jeff for all your comic book needs. The Red Shirt Comics is the official comic shop of the Fandalorians. Tell them we sent you, and they'll give you a high five, right? That's all we got.
Yeah, just get a high five. Josh will give you a high five.
That's what we got. Josh will give you a high five, personally. And after you buy your comics, you want to go to our newest sponsor, Willow and Harlow Candle Company. They make hand-poured, all-natural soy wax candles with unique scents. McDonald's desperate for Fandalorian scent. We'll see if we can make that work. It's in Port Jeff. You swing by there. You mention the Fandalorians. 10% off your first. You know what? For these two, 11% off your first purchase. You see what I did? So I did, Charles. See what I did? Oh, that's what
I say. You get 11%. You know what? You have to make it go to 11.
We're going to go to 11. We're
going to go to 11.
I should make it 23, 20, 25, but I think I'll get in trouble. I'll get in trouble. WillowHarlow.com. Check them out. All right, we're back. Pop quiz with the Fandalorians. Selhvin and Gianna are here. They're nervous, but they're not. They're locked in. Here we go. Before we do this, though, okay, so what kind of things are you guys really nerdy about? Teachers by day, nerds by night. What are you two nerdy about, Gianna? What's your thing?
Can Selhvin go first?
Selhvin, what's your thing?
I'm really into Legos, but I could show you one right now. Hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah, I'll show you a cool one that kind of took a little while. I don't know. I find it like good and de-stressing to build.
My son would love that.
That
Yeah.
is.
I have birds, but they're currently on my wall, so I can't show you.
Oh,
So,
it's audio format. Ready. So what Selhvin was holding up was a Lego black and white cat, right?
It's a tuxedo cat, yeah.
Tuxedo cat.
I don't know. I enjoy building them. It's just like kind of a way to de-stress, that kind of thing. Forget about worries. But yeah, I mean, not recently. I have some that I want to watch. I'm into anime. My personal favorite would be Attack on Titan. That show's just art.
I hear that's a popular one. I've never really watched it because I have this thing. Miss Richardson drags me for it all the time.
All the time.
I don't like to jump into something when there's already like a lot, like it's a deep catalog, like a lot of episodes or a lot of seasons already.
It feels overwhelmed. I don't know.
I feel overwhelmed.
He's got somewhere to go.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm like, no, I can't jump in on something like that. But I know people that love that.
It's if you really once you finish the show, it's really like it's been there since the I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's been there since the beginning, and you really have to appreciate just the thought that was put into making it, and just the subtle hints that were sprinkled out throughout the show, and these little Easter eggs, and it's just like you just gotta appreciate it. It's just a masterpiece.
Awesome. I love
Gianna?
pieces.
So I have a few things. So first, I know I responded to you guys for Marvel movies. I'm a big Marvel fan, and I feel like I haven't been able to indulge in that passion of mine because I've been so busy with school. But during quarantine, I watched every single Marvel movie in order of timeline, which was awesome because I was able to connect each part of each movie, and I could see the Easter eggs and everything throughout.
No,
So
that's the way to
definitely
do it.
Marvel movies. The second one is I love French music, specifically Artist Video Club, I think they're called. And I just love listening. Like, I feel like it's really random. If I put it on, people are like, what are you listening to? But I understand most of it a little because I've been taking French since middle school, so I'm not fluent, but I definitely understand it pretty well. So I like listening to French music. And then the last thing is I really love art, especially ancient art, ancient as in 1900s in the past. So
I was born in the 1900s.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say
yeah,
1900s.
That one hurt. I mean, we like her, but that one
Ancient
hurt.
art, back in the 1900s.
I totally
Yeah,
like
like
it.
the
I get that.
1950s, the
Okay,
1960s.
so
art.
right?
Okay, I should be more specific. Art from the Renaissance.
okay.
I don't know
Oh,
why I
Alright,
the
Gianna, we can
Renaissance.
take it.
So the 19th century. Got it.
Yeah, no.
Gotcha.
Hey, Mr. G,
1800s.
worse, the ball joke today or that she put us in the 1900s? Like if you had to rank them.
Listen, you know what?
No, it's okay. We do this all
You
the
know
time.
what?
It's
It's maybe I don't know. Like
No.
I go back and forth because the kid was just like, I don't want to be
We're
bold. He was so offended that I even brought it up to him.
fine. No,
it's
but that's
okay.
great. Thank you
I'll
so
show
much.
you one of my favorite paintings real quick. Hold
Okay.
on. I
Yes.
have it. Wait, there we go. I haven't hung it up yet. It's from the Met. It's by Pierre Auguste Comte.
Did you steal it?
Yeah, I stole it.
She went on that Fast and Furious on that Dom Toretto.
Ooh.
It's one of those.
I'm gonna take it to my college dorm and
That's
hang it
great.
somewhere.
Yeah, don't put any holes in the wall. They'll charge you.
No, they'll charge you.
You're not
Oh,
getting
yeah.
your deposit back.
Yeah. Pop quiz with the Fan DeLoreans. Mr. G, hit the music. First one's to you, Selhvin. Question 1. You love Legos.
Mhm.
If you had to build a scale model of the Riverhead High School out of Legos, what part of the school would be the worst to have to build? This is for 1 point. We're hoping you guys can get 6 points out of this. Each of you get 3 questions. Selhvin, what do you think?
I feel like I don't even know my way around the school. I honestly, I still have to look at the signs to know how to get around the school. Let's see.
That's what's going to make it hard.
Yeah.
Because every superintendent's conference day, I'm walking around that place
Yeah, I'm
like,
lost.
I
I mean, I went there, but Selhvin, what do you got? What do you got for us?
Maybe the auditorium. Just the amount of rows of seats you're gonna have to build. That's just gonna be long and tedious. Or
You know-
basically anything before the new wing because everything just kind of looks the same. So you kind of have to figure out where am I putting this. It's like kind of building a puzzle where like all the pieces all look alike. It's like building a puzzle of a polar bear in a blizzard. Like, what am I looking at here?
Charles, I like that. What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah, that's the answer. That's what we have written down.
It's like a labyrinth
we
in
had
that
exactly
school.
that written down. Exactly word
labyrinth.
for word. We're very proud of you. All right, 1 point. Selhvin doing the job. You're on the board, but can Gianna back you up with another point? Gianna, this question's to you. You just discovered the genetic mutation that gives someone the ability to quote every Marvel movie in exact order. What chromosome is it on? And is it dominant or recessive?
I would say the X chromosome.
Right. That's what we have. Keep going. Dominant, recessive. What are we
Is
doing?
it dominant or recessive?
Mhm.
Dominant.
That is correct. Yes.
Oh.
That is correct. That is exactly what the person we talked to. I promise you, we're not making this up as we go along. Said, you're doing great. 1 point each. You guys are doing great. 2 points. That's a team. It's wonderful. All right, it's getting a little tricky. With this question. Selhvin's back to you. Selhvin, what is currently the most expensive Lego set you can purchase? Do you actually? No, you can't Google this. Do you actually know this?
And it's not like like sometimes like the older ones that come up for sale. So it's not retired.
No.
Yeah.
We guessed.
Thing is, listen, I gotta be smart with my money here, so it's not like I'm buying a Lego set every other week.
No.
These things are expensive. But I got a good amount of. I'm not flexing or anything. I got a good amount where it's not gonna put a big dent in my pocket.
You
so
do okay, Selhvin. You do okay. I can tell. I understand.
I do well for
That
myself.
chair is nice. I know how you are out there. I get it.
But prices, I don't know. I don't really be looking at the expensive ones too much because I'm smart. I'm smart with my money. I think the Lego Titanic, it's huge. I know that's huge. So the more pieces, the more it costs because it's usually like $1 for every 10 pieces. I'm pretty sure that's what I've noticed. It's like $1 for every 10 pieces, and that thing has like more than 10,000 pieces. So.
That is a great guess because that Lego Titanic is super impressive, but that is not the right answer. All right, so the Lego piece, the Lego Titanic comes in at 9,090 pieces, and its retail price is $680. But the winner for the most expensive Lego set you could buy currently is the UCS Millennium Falcon. 7,000, got less pieces, 7,551, but it's $850.
Those Star Wars people are crazy. They are crazy. All right, so if you didn't get it, but good guess though. That's all right. You're hanging in there. We're doing okay. Gianna, back to you. I'm gonna just butcher all these names, but she'll know them. Here we go. World-renowned musicians: Lionel Tetris, William Primrose, Paul Hindlesmith, short, and Yuri Bashmet all play what instrument? What instrument?
Famous.
They're famous. What instruments do they play?
It's all the same.
Yeah, they all play the same instrument. What instrument do they play? I know you like music.
I do like music.
No cheating.
Wait, can you at least tell me if it's a wind instrument or a string instrument?
I cannot give you anything else. I'm afraid the rules of the game are strict here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We have sponsors. It's like a thing.
Can I take a
Yeah.
guess after if she gets it wrong?
After she goes, you can take a guess. But
I don't know
No
many.
point.
I don't know that much musicians, but if I had to guess, it's like I love music,
right.
but I don't know that much musicians, which is kind of embarrassing. But I don't know, piano.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
It's not a
Nope.
piano.
Hold on. Let's get Selhvin.
Selhvin,
wants
what do you
to
think?
take a
You can
guess.
get the point if you get it.
I-
What do you think?
I need the names again. I'm going off based off names. I'm going off vibes here. I'm going off based off names.
Okay, Lionel Tetris, William Primrose, I'm guessing, Paul Hindlesmith, and Yuri Bashmet all play what instrument?
Yeah, look, I don't know why I thought I could get this, honestly. I'm thinking violin.
So close.
Charles?
Viola?
Viola?
The
Yeah.
viola.
Yeah, we did that.
Oh my god!
Yeah, we did the last name thing.
We did. Yeah.
I'm so.
Yeah.
I was going to say violin because I play the violin, but then I was like, it sounds like piano. because sometimes piano and violin they have the same chords. So,
We
like they
tricked you.
say.
We messed with your name a little bit. We thought it was fun. Gianna, back to you for question 5. Here we go. This is a multiple choice. What's most likely to happen first to Selhvin? A. Selhvin wins a MacArthur Genius Grant. B. He creates an AI that can do senior skip day and still get attendance credit. C. He returns to Riverhead as a guest speaker wearing sunglasses indoor. Or D. All of the above. What do you think?
Repeat the first one.
Sure. Selhvin wins a MacArthur Genius Grant.
Okay, don't get mad at me, Selvin, but I wouldn't say all the above, but I think he could do 2 and 3. If that's an option, if it's B and C. Don't get mad at me.
We're gonna give you credit for that. Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
Nah, it was all the above, but all right.
I also think it could be all of the above, but we're just gonna give credit for everyone. He's gonna win it now.
He's gonna
no,
win.
I
Now
actually, I hope you did. What if I did that to kind of do like reverse psychology? Like now you think I can't, that you can't do it because I said you can't do it, but now you feel more motivated to get it.
Oh, I see what you're doing now.
I'm quickly looking up this grant.
Oh,
I want to know more about it
mind
now.
tricks there.
Maybe.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
Selvin, last question to you. Gianna's done with school. She's offered the following jobs. Which of these jobs will she take? A. Lab tech for Bruce Banner, who turns into the Hulk in case you don't know. B. Research assistant for Shuri in Wakanda. You're allowed to go even if you're not black. And C. Running quality control. I had to say it, Charles. It's sitting there.
I know.
Running
I know.
quality control on Iron Man suits. Or D. All of the above.
Definitely
I actually know that.
I'm saying A because just with her fascination with biology and just genetics and stuff. So I think it's definitely A.
I'm gonna take that. We're gonna take that.
Can I confirm?
Yes.
Yeah, he's right. It would be A.
You want to say? See?
Yeah.
He knows.
What can I say?
All right, you guys did great. An amazing job. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had fun.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
Thank you so much for
stopping
having us.
by. Of course.
Thank you for sharing. Like for kids, you have a very mature attitude towards school and towards life and your goals, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, me too. Hopefully, a lot of kids, other than your family and friends and people may tune into this, a lot of kids can listen as well. Very inspirational, both of you. You both approach it differently with the same end game and the same goals, and you have different personalities that handle it, but then you're all friends and you convert together, and it's wonderful. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm happy and honored you agreed to come on the show. I'm glad you had a good time. Thank you. And please reach out. You have our emails. I would love to hear how your journey continues because I am fascinated by this story. Love it. All right, Mr. G, we got to roll out of here. We got to get going.
The buses are in the loop.
Buses in the loop. We got to pack up, head down to them. Listen, Instagram at fanandlawrence.podcast, Twitter, the X vehicle. It's the X. HBO Max is going back. Maybe they're going to switch to Twitter. Who knows? Anyway, at Fanandlawrence Pod. You can catch us on the TikToks at the Fanandlawrence Podcast. I did a whole thing on the Titanic one. See how it ties in? Yeah, see? It all comes back around. He knew. Email the Fanandlawrence mailbag at gmail.com and text us 631-494-3632 for our guests, Selhvin and Gianna and Mr. G. Mr. McDonald's not here, but I'm Mr. Richardson. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time on the Fanandlawrence, Teachers by Day, Nerds by Night.